Before we begin, I would like to shortly talk about what the session will look like today. So I will start with a short presentation, cover core aspects of Edthena as an organization, also highlight a few pointers around the VC3 platform itself, which is the video coaching platform, especially designed for continuous professional development of educators. And we have a special guest today, which I will introduce during the session, who is going to help us to understand what is VC3 platform all about and how it can be used in a meaningful context in education institutions, teacher training institutions, in higher education institutions, so on and so forth. And towards the end, we have dedicated time for Q&A as well. But I would encourage all of you to ask your questions in the chat directly as they come up. The reason is we have our teams also here in this session. We can respond to most of the questions within the chat, and the questions that would be directed towards our trainer today as well as to us, we can also take it towards the end if the team does not have an answer. So without further ado, let's begin with the short presentation. Just give me a second. I'm going to start sharing my screen. Here we go. So as you all know, we are going to specifically talk about building reflective teaching practices using this tool, VC3. I mean, I already talked about what are we going to discuss today in this session, and just wanted to touch base on why is this particularly interesting for the Indian education sector. Because not just because NAP essentially asks the educators and schools to complete 50 plus hours of professional development every year, but the question and that's exactly, but at the same time, we need solutions that are scalable for educators. So that's where this solution really falls into place. And to begin the session, I would like to start with a quick poll to better understand the audience itself today, who we have in the session. It's very simple. You currently work with institutions, schools, teacher training institutions. What is your current role and work like? So it would be great for you to contribute to this poll. We'll try to make this session as interactive as possible, but it would be great to hear from all of you who you are, what's your background really. Are you an educator? Are you a teacher? Are you a school leader? Are you a teacher trainer? Are you a solution reseller, or are you an education consultant? Whoever you are, it's very contextual. I would request everybody to please contribute to this poll. This is anonymous. We will not exactly know who is giving this input. So I would request all of you to please contribute to this poll. You can choose one of the choices that are reflecting on your screen. I'll leave it there for a couple of seconds. I request everyone, please contribute to this poll. I would love to know who you are, what your background, so that we can customize our session according to your needs. I see 50% of you have contributed. I'd request the other 50% also, please respond to this. Very simple question. You currently work with the school or institutions as an teacher, school leader, teacher trainer, an education solution reseller, education consultant. All right, perfect. I think that's about it. So we see a lot of teachers today. Amazing. Welcome to this session. And you are the key people who will be this platform is built for, right? And I'm pretty sure you will love how VC3 puts you in the driver's seat of your own professional growth, right? All right, this is the results, as you can see. Right, so let's talk about Edthena. Edthena is a US-based teacher development company founded in 2011 by Adam Geller, who himself was a former classroom teacher who understood firsthand the challenges of professional growth. For over 15 years now, Edthena has been singularly focused on one mission: helping teachers improve their classroom practice through the power of video. So, but this is not a Silicon Valley startup that has built technology first and has tried to sort of fit into the education later. Edthena actually was built by educators, teachers, for teachers. So let me share some numbers that actually speak about their credibility. Teachers have used Edthena collectively and have added over 2.2 million comments to nearly 7 million minutes of classroom video. And you can look at the credential on the screen that are reflecting at the bottom. Edthena has been recognized by the Gates Foundation as a trusted partner in teacher development research. It has been recognized by Time magazine as Best Inventions for 2025. Edutopia has recognized it as 10 brilliant uses of EdTech 2025. And EdTech Digest has awarded it as a cool tool. Right? Similarly, you'll see FERPA compliance, World Economic Forum has acknowledged it, OECD has recognized it. So privacy-related compliances are also all there. So essentially, what does these compliance mean? This compliance means the data, videos, whatever it is very restrictive to the owner. So nobody else can see them. Yeah, and to be very honest, this uses the global best practices and can be applied to the Indian classrooms. This aligns very well with NEP 2020, NCF 2023, and even NCRT's teacher competency framework. So before we go into the platform, let me set a context with a question. Let me ask you something that every school leader, teacher, trainer, teachers struggle with. It's a very simple question, and the poll will appear in front of you, and I would request you to please do answer. What is the biggest challenge in teacher capacity building today? Is it limited time for in-person classroom observation? Is it teachers feel inspected rather than supported? Is it difficult tracking teacher growth over time? Is it scaling quality across multiple branches, or any other challenge? I would welcome you to put that in the chat. So I'd request each one of you to please contribute what you believe in your context is the biggest challenge in teacher capacity building today. Is it limited time for in-person classroom observations? Is it teachers feel inspected rather than supported? Is it difficulty tracking teachers' growth, or scaling quality across multiple branches, or any other challenge? I would welcome you to put that in the chat. Please let us know what is the biggest challenge in teacher capacity building you feel that is prevalent today. So we are seeing two going head to head, that is teachers feel inspected rather than supported, and the other one we are seeing is tracking teacher growth over time. Can I have all of you to answer this, please? I think about 50% have responded. Rest of them who are sitting on the sidelines, please join the session and contribute to the poll. We want to make it as engaging as possible, guys. Please contribute to the poll. That's a simple question, very contextual. What is the biggest challenge in teacher capacity building today? And it could be very contextual. There is no right or wrong answer. Please contribute to the poll. All right, perfect. So that's about it. I'm going to share the results. There are some challenges that have been mentioned in the chat, but what we see from the poll is that teachers feel inspected and teacher track growth over time. At the same time, in the chat, yeah, no contribution in the chat, guys. So anyway, I would request everybody to contribute in the chat as well whenever prompted. Let's make this meaningful for all. So what is VC3 now? To address the challenges that we just talked about. Yeah, the challenges that you guys highlighted are the biggest challenges that you see in your classroom, in your school, in your teacher training practice. VC3 was developed exactly to counter these challenges. So VC3 is a secure web-based platform where classroom video really becomes the catalyst of professional discourse and reflective practices. So let me break it down in 3 steps. As you can see on the screen, it's beautifully simple, right? Number 1, the teacher records their lessons using any device. It could be a smartphone on a tripod. It could be your laptop. No special application, just your normal camera application, no IT setup, anything. Just press record, teach, share this teacher video to VC3, and this is crucial. Teacher will decide who can see it. Either the teacher can share it with the academic coordinator, either they can share it with a mentor, or maybe a peer who is helping with professional development, or a peer group. But the point is, it is controlled. Right? It's controlled by the teacher themselves. And that is always by default. Number 3, collaborate. Now the magic happens in this 3rd phase. Colleagues, coaches, watches the video, leaves the comments at the timestamp, exactly where it's happening and where it was observed, linked to specific second of the video, really. So instead of saying, your questioning technique needs to work or should be better or is already great, if you want to give a thumbs up as well, they can point exactly, for example, minute 14, second 32, and say this was great open-ended question. Notice how the 3 students immediately raise their hands. So that's great feedback at the timestamp where you can go back and reflect on, okay, what exactly did I do right here? And that's what you want to replicate. That level of specificity is what turns feedback from being very vague to actually transformational. And the entire process is async, meaning the coach does not need or the peer does not need to be actually physically present in the classroom. They can review the video 10 p.m. at night or 5 a.m. in the morning, whenever they can, essentially, maybe a couple of days later, they can do that. And so now you might be also wondering, okay, why video? Because it's getting recorded, it's very personal to you. At the same time, there is control, but there could be hesitation. The answer is very simple. So there's a powerful concept in educational research called the science of noticing. The idea that the teachers need to develop the ability to notice what's happening in the classroom, not what they think is happening. So mirror versus memory. Here's the problem with traditional observation. They rely on human memory. The observer walks in, takes notes, and later, maybe hours later or days later, sits down with the teacher to give feedback. At that time, both of the parties are relying on their interpretation of what happened. Video really eliminates this problem entirely. It provides objective evidence, a mirror, not a judgment. Right? That is essential. it also removes the subjective disputes, right, between the peer and the coach and the teacher. And there is no perception bias. It creates a common ground for honest, productive conversation. Number two, why video is that self-reflection. And that's what research consistently shows. Teachers become their own harshest critics when they watch themselves teach. They notice things the coach hasn't even pointed out to them yet. And that's the reflective process. That's where it starts automatically before even you talk to your peer or your coach. So this is incredibly powerful because it transforms the dynamic. It's like top-down correction to actually self-driven growth. And the impact, really, the research is very clear. Video-based analysis improves teacher motivation, retention by over 10% and significantly boosts student learning outcomes. And when teacher actually feels supported, not surveyed, right, or under surveillance, they would stay in the profession longer and definitely get better. And this also exactly aligns with the NEP's 2020 vision, section 5.4, specifically pulled out. It calls for the teachers to be developed as reflective practitioners, not a passive recipients of workshop, but an active agent of their own professional growth. And that's where VC3 as a tool makes that vision practical and at the same time scalable. Now, let me introduce you to the special guest that we have today who's going to, showcase VC3 platform. So it's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Mohamed Faisal Al Hasan. Faisal is the founder of the Center of Research in Education and Leadership, CREL, and a Cambridge program leader for the Cambridge International Certificate of Teaching and Learning. What actually makes Faisal uniquely qualified to speak on this topic is that he lives at the intersection of research and practice. He's not someone who only reads about reflective teaching. He actually helps school leaders, teachers implement it in more than 700 plus schools across the country. His expertise is very aligned with NCERT, NEP frameworks for teacher professional development, and not just NCERT, NEP, but global best practices. So, Faisal, the stage is all yours, and I'll hand this over to him to talk more about VC3 and its core features. Welcome, Faisal, to the session.
Thank you, Dheeraj. Thank you, teachers, for joining in the session. So without much ado, let me just present the screen. So there you go. Hope you're able to see the screen. Yep.
Yes, we can.
Yep. Thank you. Moving on. So here we go. So teachers, as mentioned by Dheeraj, this is going to be an interactive session. There are going to be certain questions, but you need not have the fear of whether my answer is going to be right or wrong. So as you could see, there is an image that has been presented. And with that, there is a statement written right at the top. The teacher is explaining and the students are listening. Right? Here, the scenario, the teacher is explaining and the students are listening. Based on this scenario, write one strength and one recommended area for improvement for this class. Right? You can use the chat box. The image is displayed where you have a teacher who's explaining and the students are listening. If you had to recommend one area for improvement and one strength, what would that be? It's just a simple scenario. No right or wrong answer. If you could use the chat box and respond, that'll be great. Waiting for a few responses.
Let's make this session interactive. We request everybody to pay attention and respond to the chat. This will only be more productive if you interact with us.
One strength and one area of improvement for this class. Anyone who would like to say it verbally can do that so. If not, you can use the chat box. Okay, I could see one person. Okay, let me just check that. Okay, the teacher movements needed for the entire classroom. Yes, it's a good point. I think the teacher is stationed at just one point there, right? Okay, fine. So as you could see, this is one of the image, and rightly mentioned by one of the teacher here is that the teacher movement is required in the classroom rather than being stationary. Now this is based on one of the image. Based on the image, the feedback was given, and if you have to take it further, VC3 what it does is that it's not an image using which we are evaluating, but rather using the video we are actually evaluating, right? Okay, I could see a few more comments as well. Students follow the teacher's instructions, looks more teacher-led, needs to be student-led. Yes, good, absolutely, right? So yes, right there. So let me just help you in terms of understanding what could be done in this situation. Now, VC3 is a platform, as Dheeraj had mentioned. It has the option where the teacher can upload the video. In this case, this is how the option looks like, where you'll have the option of either recording the video and uploading, or the other option being directly uploading the video. So this is how the platform looks. And then once you're uploaded the video, it'll actually take a few minutes for it to get fed into the system, which is the VC3 platform. Then let me just move on to the next slide. I'll just open the other platform. Yeah, so here we go. Right, as you could see here, so this is one of the videos that I had uploaded, and on the top, as I mentioned, you had the option of record video and upload video, and I had actually uploaded the video of mine taking a class. And as you could see here, in the space where it is mentioned as description, you have this statements that is written or typed here. This is actually generated by the AI, where based on my classroom practice or whatever I taught, it has generated this text. So what has happened in the background is, once the video is uploaded, the voice is converted to text, and it is done by AI, and it is accurate, right? And the reason why this is important is, let me say that I've uploaded the video. Once the video is uploaded, someone else, one of my colleagues, has to give the feedback or comments on it. So for him or her to understand what has happened in the class, it is more than enough that he or she looks at the description to understand what were the expectations of the class. So for that reason, it is given there, right? Right, as you could see, then moving on, it asks for which subject and which grade. Those are the details it asks for. You can fill it. And then I'm again going to click on the continue button, right? And here, as you could see, along with the video and the description, I can also attach the files here. So for instance, my lesson plan, I can attach. If there are any worksheets or activities that has been done in the class, those also can be attached for the viewer or my colleague to give proper feedback, right? And then you have this option where I can share it with the group here. So the group would have been created by me or by my colleague. So to the group of people, I can share this video so that they can give the feedback to me. So this is something which is very important, where rather than I share it with everyone, I can choose whom I would like to share it. So that is one of those features that we have it in the VC3 platform. Now moving on to the other one. Right. Right. So with that, let me just help you understand it better, where let me use the demo tool. Yep. So as you could see here, on the left panel, you're able to see a video, right? So in this case, this video is already there in the platform, which I'm making use of to help you understand how the VC3 platform works. So the video that I'd uploaded will be available here, and my colleagues can actually give the feedback, comment on it. So for instance, on the right side, you can see those details, the 4 tabs, the first one being the details, and then you have the insights, comments, and summary. So let us just go one after another. So the first column, it talks about details, where the description which was given earlier by me, that the teachers can find here. My colleagues can actually have a look at that. They'll be able to understand the description of this lesson or the context of this lesson, right? And then you have the insights tab. So insights, as you could see here, there are questions to consider. Now, these questions are actually generated by the AI itself. So based on the video that was uploaded earlier, AI, what it does in the background is that it creates, accumulates a set of questions, which gives a heads up or head start for the colleagues to provide feedback on. So these questions are actually generated by the AI itself. And below that, like as you could see, which is not highlighted, you could see balance of talk time just below the questions to consider, which is given in green and yellow. You have the 2 colors there. So balance of talk time is something where, what is the talk time that the teacher has utilized in the classroom? In some of the cases, if the class is not exactly teacher-led and if it is student-led, then the talk time that is taken by the teacher would be approximately less than what the students have taken. So for instance, in this case, as you could see, the teacher talk time is comparatively more and the student talk time is comparatively less. I can say a rough estimate of about 80% to 20%. In certain other scenarios, it might be a case where the teacher talk time is close to around 95%, which is not an ideal teacher-led classroom, and it is not an evidence-based strategy. So that's something which the teachers has to be like clear about. And as you could see, it also gives the teacher and the students talk time, which can be used by my colleagues to give the feedback, right? And below that, as you could see, you have a list of words there, variable expressions, R's. Now, those are the words that, again, what AI has done is, what are the kind of words that the teacher has used in the classroom? Those are the words that will come there. So, for instance, let us say that if I'm talking about the functions of a plant, right, different parts of a plant, what are the functions of it? And in that class, obviously, the teacher has to talk about root, stem, leaves, how do these things functions? And in that class, assuming that if the teacher has not used any of these terms, then that is something which we need to discuss about, because the AI has detected that those terms are missing in the classrooms. So these are some of the significant aspects of this platform. The first one being questions to consider, which again AI generated questions. The second one being balance of talk time. What is the teacher talk time, and in comparison with student talk time, what is the ratio? The third one being what are the common phrases that are used in the class, right? The next one being the play button. As you could see, it points towards that, right? So this is what Dheeraj was talking about earlier, where the teachers or the colleagues can give a timestamp. So it is asking me to click at this point, and I can click on it at any point in time, and it asks for these options. It provides me these options. It's question, suggestion, strength, note. I can choose whichever I want at this point in time, and I can type in it. So just show that. As you could see here, this is the option where we can type the specific feedback. In this case, the feedback is given to the teacher, right? Probably providing more wait time. And here, as you could see, you have the drop-down list, which asks for what is the specific skill that you're choosing for. This can be customized according to the school needs. This is something which is possible in Edthena VC3, where you can customize according to the school needs. And based on that, you can select and provide the feedback. Let us just move forward. Now, check for understanding is something that the colleague has selected here, and it is submitted. Once it is submitted, it goes into the timestamp. And as you could see here on the right side, these comments will be added in the comment section, where you have a list of comments. And as mentioned by Dheeraj earlier, you can collaborate on this platform, which is something very, very unique. unlike a regular classroom observation where the classroom observation is conducted by one or two colleagues at the max can go and observe the class because the rest might not find the time to actually do the observation based on the timetable that they have. It might be really tedious for them to do so. But with the VC3, what can happen is that a number of colleagues can actually provide the feedback, and at their convenience, they can do that. So as you could see here, Matt and Maxwell, they both have provided the comments. And depending upon the group that the teacher has chosen, those teachers can actually provide the comments here, right? And I'll just move further, right? Yeah. So as you can see here, this is the summary. The teacher can actually look at the number of questions, suggestions, trends, and notes. And based on this, the teacher can reply and take the feedback and try to improve in the next class. So this is a summary of. So the entire comments that has been given, it is accumulated and given in the form of a summary platform where all the comments are available for the teachers to view and reply. So this is in short how this platform works. We just move on. Okay, so here is the PowerPoint presentation again. So let's just try to understand which are the places that this can be used, right? For that, let me just show you a few scenarios, right? So this is one of the first scenarios. So for instance, some of the teachers in your school might have strong subject knowledge, but due to the board examination and the pressure, they may not be well equipped to do competency-based questions or competency-based education itself. And NEP, as a matter of fact, it is focusing on competency-based education, right? And for someone who's having a strong subject knowledge, for the person to go and observe the class, they might find it intimidating at a certain point, and they may not prefer to have the person come and observe. So Edthena VC3, what it does is that it's not necessary for a person to go and do the observation. Rather, the camera, along with the tripod, if it is placed, that's more than enough for the classroom to be recorded, and later on, the feedback can be given. So, which is less intimidating for the experienced teacher. And then, you might also find the scenario where we have the new teachers, the freshers, who join, and again, they might have this inhibition of someone coming and observing the class, which they may not like, and at the same time they would like to progress in their profession, right? So in this case, we have something called as micro teaching, which I believe most of us must be familiar with, where the 40-minute duration class is concised and done in the form of a 5 or 10-minute duration class. And here again, it is more than enough if it is recorded and if it is submitted in the VC3 platform. The teachers or the colleagues can provide the feedback for this teacher to work on. And most often, the teachers do not, or the colleagues do not find the time to provide the feedback. Given the fact that the timetable is fully loaded, it is not possible for these teachers to provide the feedback. So in this case, a VC3 platform in the form of providing video-based analysis is something which is highly critical and which will help the teacher in this case. Then you have the other scenario where you have, let us say, a HOD, head of the department, who in certain cases might oversee more than 7 teachers, assuming that the HOD is providing or overseeing 7 teachers in this case. It might be tedious for the HOD to do the observation for all the teachers because of the limited time that is available for the head of the department, right? So again, the Edthena platform, the VC3, what it does is that the teacher can upload the video and the HOD can at their leisure provide the feedback along with the other colleagues as well. The department, if one teacher has uploaded the video, the other 6 can collaborate and provide the feedback for the teachers. It depends upon the department, how they would like to do it, right? And the next one being, as already mentioned, collaboration. And certain other cases, let us say if the inspection is going to happen in your school, let us say CBSE or any board for that matter, right? They might ask for what is the record of the professional development program that has been conducted in your campus. So this is one of the evidence for that. That the summary that we had seen of the comments, that is one of the feedback given or provided by the colleagues as well as the coach. So that becomes an evidence for the teachers or the management to show the kind of professional development practice that has been taking place. And along with the schools, it is also possible for teacher training institutions like the B.Ed institutions or colleges for that matter. Anybody can make use of this as long as there are teachers who needs training, right? And this is something which is highly valuable given the fact that the time that is available for the teachers and the HOD as well as for the school leaders is very minimal. So one of the features in this platform is when you upload the video, right? When the video is uploaded, the teachers or the colleagues, for giving the feedback, as I mentioned, they can do it at their leisure. Along with that, they can increase the time, just like how you have it in the YouTube videos where you can increase the time 1.25x or 1.5x. You can increase the speed at which you're viewing the video so that you need not spend too much time there. This is very much beneficial when compared to the traditional observation where the teachers goes and spends 40 minutes of their class. If the video is there, the 40-minute duration can be cut short to just 10 minutes, right? And if someone like a HOD who has 7 teachers whom he had to observe, it could be done within 2 40-minute durations or even lesser than that. That is one of the benefit of this platform. And with that, let me also just share one more thing here. Okay, so yeah, just click on the share button here. There. Right? So as you can see, you have this libraries. So on the library, you have this Metex. So Metex is where you have a repository of videos. Right? You have a repository of videos. You have thousands of videos there. And if you would like to watch the video and see how the teachers are delivering the class abroad, that is something which can be done. So for instance, just click on this. You can see this information here. For which subject, right, which grade, and here it also has this attachments PDF. So attachments PDF here is actually the lesson plan or any other worksheet that the teacher has made use of. That is also, if the school has made private, it is possible for others to view it. So in this case, Metex is something which is a repository which is created by the Edthena platform, and the approval is based on the consent of the school. They've shared it here, and you could see all the details pertaining to how the class has been conducted and what are the different lesson plans that they're making use of. Some of the best practices has been incorporated here, and that is something that can be taken forward in our classroom practice as well, right? With that, I think I'm coming to a close, Dheeraj.
Thank you so much, Faisal, for doing that. I think that was very clear and precise and concise. Really appreciate that. I think that gives a lot of clarity to the audience as well to understand how the tool works. Pretty straightforward and simple. It's a tool to collaborate. It's a tool to grow for educators. I just wanted to quickly sort of recap on what Faisal just showcased and the key features that were showcased. I mean, this is the heart of the platform, timestamp feedback. You know, when a coach or a peer, educator, teacher, colleague, leaves a comment, they add it linked to a specific second in the video. So the feedback isn't very abstract. It is anchored to a real moment in time. Right? And it's like, imagine telling a teacher at 12 minutes, 45 seconds, like I explained earlier as well, you asked a question about photosynthesis, just notice how, only 3 students responded. Now compare that with, let's say, something that happened at 18 minutes, 20 seconds. When you rephrase the question as a scenario, suddenly 12 hands went up. So that's the difference between vague feedback and evidence-based coaching. Number 2, the framework alignment. That's where the Indian schools will immediately find value. VC3 allows you to align your feedback with specific competency framework, whether that is in NCF 2023, NEP 2020 competencies. It's your own institution's rubrics, maybe. So, yeah. Number 3, the Gates Foundation MET video library. So VC3 includes access to over 2,100 plus global best practices, classroom videos from Gate Foundation's MedX project. These serve as a reference example. So when you tell a teacher, try more wait time after questions, they can actually watch a master teacher demonstrating that technique. So you have that library access. Also, then as Faisal showcased AI Insights, the platform provides AI-generated insights, including teacher to student talk time, for example, right? Word frequency analysis, auto-generated reflective questions. And especially for academic coordinators, school leaders, this means you can track teacher growth from beginning to proficiency to actually becoming an expert, directly aligned with the goals and objectives with your institution or NCRT, whichever they may be. So one question we always get, and this is what I want to answer with, is what do actually teachers need to record? The answer is very simple. Any smartphone works. But for the best results, we recommend a professional recording toolkit that includes a Bluetooth microphone. As you can see on the screen on the right-hand side, there's like a Bluetooth microphone with a plug-and-play sort of adapter that goes into the mobile phone. With a tripod stand would be much better to sort of position your phone to record. And if you want to source this, we also provide this as a solution. We have solution providers who will, we can also provide this to you if you want to buy. So we have partnered with third party to provide this hardware solution as well. Simple plug and play, no training required. Just plug it into your phone, use your phone on the tripod, get a mic that can attach. It's like a lapel mic that attaches to you, and your recording is very crisp and clear. So that's what we have heard from a lot of teacher trainers as well as coaches, that the recordings generally have a problem with audio sometimes, video sometimes. So this is the best solution. Very simple, inexpensive solution that basically helps you to effectively use the tool better. Now, I mean, many of you again would be thinking about, okay, video getting recording in my classroom, that's like surveillance to me. So I want to address that again. And I know we are addressing this again and again, because this is the most important thing, right? We have observed all of this video, everything by default is only recorded to you. It's completely up to you to share it with anyone that you want to, or even if you don't want to share it with anyone. It's not necessary. It needs to be a coordinator. It needs to be a principal. Has to be management. It's you who decides whom will you share this video with, period. And this is enterprise level security. Every uploaded video is encrypted. Just like in WhatsApp, nobody can see your chat the same way. That's the level of encryption you saw for FERPA compliant. And these compliances are from the US. And it's not Indian compliances. This is US-based compliances, which are very, very strong. I mean, remember, there are more than 700 institutions that are currently using it in the US as well as across the globe. And that's where exactly the privacy and enterprise-level security comes into play. This is actually developed and designed for professional growth and reflection, not for surveillance, not for appraisals. This distinction actually enormously changes the offering. And I'm sure Faisal would also can share his experience working with schools. The single most barrier to teacher development is fear. Fear of being judged, fear of being punished for making a mistake, fear that video means big brother, right? VC3 is designed to dismantle that fear completely. When teachers realize that they own the video, they decide who sees it, and the entire purpose is growth and not judgment, the transformation is remarkable. Teachers who were initially resistant to become, the biggest advocates, Because here's the truth, every good teacher wants to get better. They just need a safe space to do it. And that's what VC3 exactly provides. So I would like to do a quick poll here. I'm sure all of you have been listening very closely and attentively. I would like, you've seen the features, we've talked about some of those features, sort of did a recap as well. I would like your inputs on which of these features you like the best, right? Is it timestamp video feedback? Is it peer learning, video sharing? Is it framework aligned feedback? Is it teacher controlled privacy? Or is it any other? Please mention it in the chat. I'd request everyone who has heard this session to please contribute to this poll. Which feature you found to be the most valuable? I can see teacher control privacy. Okay, the timestamp video feedback now. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you so much. Please contribute to this poll, everyone. I'm sure all of you have paid attention and heard the session completely. So I would request all of you to choose one feature that you found most valuable. And that's individual context, okay? It could be anything. There's no right or wrong answer. So I see teacher control privacy being number one. Amazing. Yeah, that's what we have also understood, right? That's the best thing that VC3 offers. Oh, I see timestamp video as well coming in. It's a multiple choice, so you can choose multiple answers, really. You can choose multiple answers. I'd request everyone to please contribute. I know there are a lot of people who are just sitting on the fence and not contributing. If there is any other feature, please do mention it in the chat as well. And do contribute to this poll if you have attended the full session, understood what VC3 is all about. I'm pretty sure you would have a choice here, which one you find most valuable. And if there are more than one, you can choose them as well, please. All right, so I think that's about it. So teacher control privacy seems to be the leading answer, with the close second being timestamp video feedback. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you so much for this amazing feedback, guys. Thank you so much for contributing and attending. So let's talk straight in terms of, what is in it for teacher trainers, for example, right? So for those of you who are running B.Ed, M.Ed programs, this is evidence-based monitoring, helping, when your student teachers go for practices, what happens, faculty member visits the schools, observe and listens, scribble some notes. So this exactly helps them. Evidence-based mentoring, if so required. This is especially for teacher trainers, right, who are going to work. Connected with the NCF, NEP pedagogical concepts, really recorded classroom situations. You can, do a closed theory practice. And this is the holy grail of teacher education today, right? You teach these new pedagogical approaches every time, making sure that the theories are there and the minute feedback is there. Competency map feedback. So tagging observations to NCRT teacher competency frameworks from beginning to expert. I think competency increasing, right? That feedback, very, very important. So the teacher themselves, you can see your growth happening. Your mentors can give you critical feedback in time. So that's absolutely essential. Track training growth over time. So yeah, imagine being able to really show NCT during accreditation review that your student teacher demonstrated measurable growth. As a teacher training institute, you will be able to show measurable growth for the teachers that you were provided, not just to the auditing bodies, but also to the schools that you're pitching into, you wanting to work with. So as a teacher trainer, that really supports in terms of evidence. You can showcase evidence of your work. It's a game changer. So schools, institutes, for principals, academic coordinators, vice principals, this is an opportunity to solve a problem that's been nearly impossible until now. So academic leadership mentoring would be, here's a number. So VC3 can support academic member, 5x more teachers without leaving their desk. And so you as an mentor, you can be positioned at your desk. You can use it asynchronously whenever you have the time to go through it. You can provide feedback anytime with clear evidence-based approach. So it sort of helps that. It helps you to standardize the teaching across all sections, all schools, all classrooms, all school branches, really bringing it to one place where you can provide constructive feedback and especially help educators to do better, especially the new ones. Evidence-informed reflective culture. So you really, if it's a strategy that you're trying to implement, if you're trying to align with NEP 2020, all of this is now possible just through this tool. And when the teachers actually see the video themselves, the mindset is very different. No infrastructure requirement. So there is no hardware that you have to give them. Essentially, everybody has a smartphone today, right? Or they have a laptop in the classroom. So they can use the same device to record themselves. And if you feel you have a challenge with the recordings, voice recordings, it's a simple Bluetooth microphone that you can buy anywhere. Practically, you don't have to get it from us. You can buy it from Amazon. It's as simple as that. That's essentially for school institutions. And if there are any resellers, education consultant, very, very high value entry. This is beyond just, content delivery. This is actually systemic improvement that you're offering to institution. This is much valuable resource tool for the schools. NEP alignment is attached to it. It's a high retention product. So you will see year on year, they're renewing it because this actually improves their practice, improves the overall school teaching practice, right? So, and we have exclusive support provided by the team at Knotral and India Market Entry, where we support our resellers with demonstrations, training, school pilots, proof of concept, everything under the sun to help you to grow. So how do you get started? 3-step process. Step 1, schedule a consultation call, scan the QR code on the screen or click the link in the chat that my colleague has shared just now. This takes you to a simple booking form where you can just schedule a 30-minute consultation with our team. Step 2, we build a use case together, right, specific to your school, because every school is different. And we would help you to customize the implementation plan. Once we have developed a custom implementation plan for your school, and you take a call and decide to implement it, and we handle everything, right? From onboarding, teacher orientation, coach training, leadership training, ongoing support. It's a full service. It's not just a product. It's a service that we offer. And we handle the technology bit, the customization bit in the technology and the platform, the way you want it to be structured. And you can start with us just by doing that. So if you like what you see, if you like what you heard, and you're interested to take this forward, I would request you to click on the link in the chat or scan this QR code, fill in your details, schedule that consultation call, and let's talk more about the use case in your institution and develop an implementation plan and look to start. So I'll invite everybody to now unmute your mics, ask any question that you would like to ask to us. You can unmute yourself and we'll be happy to answer. Any questions, anyone, please feel free to ask, whether in the chat or you can unmute yourself. We'll be happy to answer those questions.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening. Yes.
It's been a really insightful session. But here I would like to ask you one thing. Last time I attended your session, I scanned the QR code and filled out the form, but I haven't got any call from your side. Neither I got any call nor any message.
Which session did you attend?
I don't remember. That was uh, 10 days ago, the same 6 p.m.
Oh yeah, we have session almost every day of the week. So yeah. So what is your name? We'll make
Uh,
sure that somebody reaches out to you if nobody
Mohammed
has.
Salim. Mohammed Salim.
Salim, okay. All right. My team will go and check where the details went, but I'm pretty sure there's an explanation for that. And maybe our team must have tried to reach out to you. You might be occupied at that point of time, or maybe it slipped through the cracks. I'll check on this. Yeah. Apologies,
So,
but we'll make sure we'll reach out to you. And you have a Yahoo
so
email?
I'll be, that's Yahoo, right, right.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll make sure we'll reach out to you soon. You filled out the form, yeah?
Yeah, I have. I have.
All right, super, super.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Anyone else who would like to have raise any questions, please feel free to do so. If not, you can use the chat box.
I request everyone, please, if you have any questions, please shoot that to us. We'll be happy to answer any question you have.
One of the prominent aspects of this platform is that repository of videos that we have, which is completely based on evidence-driven practice. I think that the teachers will find it really insightful and helpful for them to implement in the classroom. And as I showed earlier, there were the lesson plans that the teachers can download and see how it is, right? So some of the lesson plans that they've made use of is a basic model called as the 5-part lesson plan model, right? Which the CBSE teachers will find it very useful, and it is a simple model. And CBSE talks about competency-based education, active learning, right? As rightly mentioned in one of the slides, it was the first slide that I had showed that it was completely teacher-driven, right? So this model is incorporated in the repository of videos, which you might find it useful. I think let us just put the chat box.
If somebody is asking, attended late, when is your next? This recording will also be there on the trainings platform. So my colleague will just share with you the link for this training. So you'll find the recording as well. Yeah. 1 second, I'll share the link where you should actually go to for the recording here. Yeah. So you should go to this link. This is exactly the link where you will find the recording in a couple of hours.
Someone asked like how to become experts in competency-based education. That requires actually a long answer, but to put it short, one, I would recommend that you have to become familiar with some of the teaching and learning models. One of the model that they mandate is experiential learning. That is one of the model. along with that inquiry-based approach. To get a head start, I would recommend that the teachers read these two models and try incorporating, right? Along with that, one other simple way of looking at is trying to create lesson plans using higher order thinking skills, right? Where you have terms like synthesize, evaluate, analyze. Those are some of the terms that you can make use of. Any other questions related to the platform as such? Okay, reasoning and assertion. Teacher has asked reasoning assertion. That predominantly comes in the question paper, reasoning and assertion, where you test the learners in terms of checking whether they have understood the concept or the content. And in this classroom context, what happens is it is not specifically possible for you to measure that, but if the teacher is explicitly stating that in the classroom when she is teaching, and the student is stating this question or projecting it on the board, and if there is no clarity in what the teacher is explaining, then the colleagues can actually give the feedback to the teacher saying reasoning assertion question has an error in it, or if it is done well, you can say that that's a strength in terms of how that has been put forth for the students. That's how it works. Anybody else?
I would welcome you all to fill the form and start that journey. If you're looking to implement this in your institution, if you're a teacher trainer, if you're a teacher training institute, or a B.Ed school or an M.Ed school, this is extremely relevant, extremely useful tool, and you will be able to scalably help teachers to actually grow in their professional journey. Yeah. Any other questions, please feel free to ask, and we'll be happy to answer. You can put that question in the chat, you can unmute yourself, interact with us. We'll be happy to do so. All right, that's about it then. We have already overshot our time. Thank you so much for sparing time in the evening. I think you've already made the first move on learning more about what is happening in the world of professional development for teachers, new technology tools that are coming out, and we'll keep showcasing such tools every month, every week. Please do follow us on our social media handles, as well as do look at our platform as well, training.knotral.com. You will find there are a lot of education products, services, leaders from all over the world that we represent in India, and we help them to showcase their tools and new technology that is coming out. So I request you to follow us, as well as do look at our website. Yeah, thank you so much. Have a great evening. You've been an amazing audience. Would love to host you again next month. Take care. Bye-bye.